Dr. De Soto, the dentist, did very good work, so he had no end of patients. Those close to his own size, moles, chipmunks, etc., sat in the regular dentist's chair. Larger animals sat on the floor. For extra large animals, he had a special room. Dr. De Soto was especially popular with the big animals. He was able to work inside their mouths, wearing rubbers to keep his feet dry. His fingers were so delicate and his drills so dainty, they could hardly feel any pain. Being a mouse, he refused to treat animals dangerous to mice, and it said so on his sign. Dr. De Soto and his wife wouldn't admit even the most timid-looking cat. One day, when the doorbell rang, they looked out and saw a well-dressed fox with a flannel bandage around his jaw. "I cannot treat you, sir. Sir, haven't you read my sign?"
"Please, have mercy. I'm suffering."
"Just a moment. That poor fox. What shall we do?" "Let's risk it."
Bless your little hearts. I beg you, do something. My tooth is killing me.
Sit on the floor, sir, and remove the bandage, please. The fox had a rotten bicuspid and unusually bad breath. "This tooth will have to come out, but we can make you a new one."
Just stop the pain.
"Keep open, wide open." Despite his misery, the fox realized he had a tasty little morsel in his mouth. "I'm giving you gas now. You won't feel a thing when I yank that tooth." Soon the fox was in dreamland.
Yummy. How I love them raw, with just a pinch of salt and a dry white wine.
They could guess what he was dreaming about.
I'm bleeding.
The worst is over. I'll have your new tooth ready tomorrow. Be here at 11 sharp. On his way home, the fox wondered if it would be shabby of him to eat the De Sotos when the job was done. After office hours, Mrs. De Soto moulded a tooth of pure gold and polished it. Raw with salt indeed! How foolish to trust a fox! He didn't know what he was saying. Why should he harm us? We're helping him. Because he's a fox. They're wicked, wicked creatures. That night, the De Sotos lay awake, worrying. Should we let him in tomorrow? Once I start a job, I finish it. My father was the same way. But we must do something to protect ourselves. They talked and talked until they formed a plan. The next morning, promptly at 11, a very cheerful fox turned up. He was feeling not a particle of pain.
Just a joke. No.
Be serious. We have work to do. The fox caressed the new tooth with his tongue.
My, it feels good. I really shouldn't eat them. On the other hand, how can I resist?
We are not finished. I have here a remarkable preparation developed only recently by my wife and me. With just one application, you can be rid of toothaches forever. How would you like to be the first one to receive this unique treatment?
I certainly would. I'd be honored.
The fox hated any kind of personal pain. You will never have to see us again.
No one will see you again.
He had definitely made up his mind to eat them, with the help of his brand new tooth. Dr. De Soto stepped into the fox's mouth with a bucket of secret formula and proceeded to paint each tooth. Now, close your jaws tight and keep them closed for a full minute. The fox did as he was told. Then he tried to open his mouth, but his teeth were stuck together. Excuse me, I should have mentioned. You won't be able to open your mouth for a day or two. The secret formula must first permeate the dentine. But don't worry, no pain ever again. The fox was stunned. He stared at Dr. De Soto, then at his wife. They smiled and waited. All he could do was say,
"Thank you very much,"
through his clenched teeth, and get up and leave. He tried to do so with dignity. Then he stumbled down the stairs in a daze. Dr. De Soto and his assistant had outfoxed the fox. They kissed each other and took the rest of the day off.